Hello everyone, welcome back to the NB Square Canada. I've been waiting for a long time to make this video. Watch this video till end as you will get to know a thorough insight of one of the most interesting course of Master of Education program. To be more precise, I am doing Master of Education program from Lakehead University and the course which I'm talking about is Outdoor Education by Dr. Randy Boyd. This course gives the opportunity to explore the city, its history, and some local places. We all enjoyed throughout this program, as this is one of that course which I feel is designed in that way, where education is granted in more fun and exploring way. It is not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about immersing oneself in the outdoors, creating lasting memories, and gaining valuable life skills through hands-on experiences. So before starting the video, I must tell that I have the consent of my professor, peers, and other people who are in this video to showcase them, their performance, as well as their contributions in educating students and the city dwellers. Also, I'm not promoting any product throughout my video. This video is just for educational purpose only and does not promote any illegal activity. However, if you feel any information to be contradictory, please pardon me for the same. And you're free to give your comments in the comment section, which I will try to acknowledge in my next video. I have no intention to hurt anybody's emotion or show disrespect to others. So let's get it started. So after a lot of discussion, we first decided to visit Alexander Henry. The Alexander Henry retired from service in 1985 after 26 years on the Great Lakes. Mount McKay, a sacred mountain in Thunder Bay. Boulevard Lake, created in 1914 and which is mainly used for passive recreation including swimming, hiking, boating, golfing and picnicking, and we did some of the activities as well. Hammersholt High School. And the last but not the least, Sleeping Giant Brewing Company, which provides handcrafted, fresh, authentic ales and lagers. Here comes our first destination, where Professor took attendance of who all have reached and who all are yet to come. Meanwhile, our tour guide guided us to be careful for few things.
Okay, I'm one of the volunteers of the group. With your mobility issues, when we go into the lower end of the ship, there are some raised sills that we call knee knockers, so you know how high they are. Okay, and for all of you people, there are knee knockers on the ship. If you don't step over them, you'll know why we call them knee knockers. Okay, it still operates. It's doing ship repair work. It's also building parts for new Coast Guard cutters. It's owned by a company that has 3 dry docks in the Great Lakes region called Heddle Marine, and they're doing work in Hamilton. They're working on some ships there. Okay, so it was built here. It served its career primarily opening the port in the spring because we were the largest grain port in the world in the 70s. We shipped more grain than anything else. We used to have 27 grain elevators in town, the big white buildings that are along the waterfront.
Despite twisting her leg and enduring a swollen ankle, my friend demonstrated incredible resilience and determination to complete the outdoor education course. Her inspiring example highlights that individuals with disabilities can overcome challenges with courage and a strong desire to learn, showcasing outdoor education's inclusive and empowering nature. How do you feel?
Nice to be on wheels.
But enjoying outdoor education, right? We were divided into 2 groups. Meanwhile, the other group was on the deck. We waited for the other members to come and join the next group.
Late. Sorry, Ali and Sufla. You're late.
Why are you late? We seized every chance to savor life's moments, embracing joy, laughter, and adventures, making memories that will last forever. Having built in early 1900s and having historic value, this is what our guide told us.
Service and built in our harbor in 1958, and she had three main duties. One of her duties was doing the ice breaking. Her other two main duties were maintaining the buoys and anchoring them out at the different parts along our shores. And her third duty was transporting lighthouse workers and their families to the various lighthouses. And there are 50 on our side of the Great Lakes alone.
This ship always keeps standing here, it doesn't move.
No, it's always, we're floating on 10 feet of water. So, but yeah, she's always stationary here. The crane was used to move the large buoys you'll see on the shore when we were boarding there.
That one?
The big, you know in the movie Jaws, the girl hangs onto that big buoy in the beginning?
Okay, yeah. We got to know that the ship was the main Canadian icebreaker committed to Lake Superior, but also maintained navigational aids, brought lighthouse keepers, and supplies to various light stations, and performed search and rescue missions. After being decommissioned in July 1985, it was first exhibited at the Marine Museum of the Great Lakes of Kingston. It was designated a National Historic Site in recognition of its contribution to Canada's maritime history. So this was the view of inside, where we had a look at various rooms, different rooms. We had a look at kitchen as well, and this was where the ship working was there, actual working was there.
How come the wheel is so big?
That was just happened to be a fortunate fluke. When Belfast made all this stuff, they also gave us the wheel, and we believe it was a leftover part.
A caring professor not only looked after us but also provided transportation. Now, with gratitude, we embark on the journey to Mount McKay ahead, ready for another learning.
Lucky enough in life to been able to have a job up here, and I've been working up here for so definitely over 10 years. We have our Remembrance Day service up here every year at November 11th. Our services start at 10:15, and after the service is done, we all go down for a feast, and then the mountains go to
Our visit to Mount McKay opened our eyes to its sacred heritage. The name of the mountain changed when non-Indigenous people began referring to it informally in honor of William McKay of the Hudson Bay Company, who used to visit the mountain repeatedly to keep a check on the ships. It is now a tourist destination, yet it is reserved for Indigenous communities. Beyond its peak, distant fires mark sacred sites, and Lake Superior stretches below. We braved the bitter 11-degree rain to listen to our guide carefully. She also told us that 5 canoes were built in 5 years, and they sold one for $8,000. That was really incredible. They have their own security and law enforcement. They also have a sacred jingle dress dance for healing and prayer around sacred fires. More than a scenic spot, this beautiful mountain embodies a living culture.
Years ago, they created this dam for the Port Arthur city's cars to generate the hydroelectricity for the city, and then as a result of that dam, there's the lake is created. So that is why it's called a man-made lake. And then back in 1901, 1907 until 1940, they purchased the land.
Though water was present earlier, it's currently absent, revealing the shallowness. Distant water bodies suggest potential depth. The team organized engaging activities, general knowledge questions about Boulevard Lake, and enjoyable park-based exercises. Laughter and enjoyment fill the day, concluding with valuable insights on student management and activity facilitation. The blend of education and fun made the experience memorable, leaving us equipped with tips and tricks for effective teaching and activity coordination.
Go, but it's not going to be easy. The balloons have to be on your belly. Okay. You're not going to touch it. Oh.
How are you, Professor?
Not too bad. So, for here,
Everybody knows my name's Sue, and thank you so much for inviting me to talk today. I have worn many different hats in my life, and being an educator is one that I have worn and continue to wear, and I really love doing. And I love talking about the Forest School because we spent 15 years of doing really amazing things, and I'm excited to share what that looked like and hopefully, spread a little bit of that kind of love down the road with other folks as they're figuring out their
I'm originally from River First Nation, which is 3 hours east of Denver.
She elaborated that through these actions, they cultivate mindful speech, positive listening, and carefree dancing, embracing silliness and non judgmental attitude. The entire class, including our professor, enthusiastically joined in the experience. After this, the school showed the video which they made with their students, showcasing different activities which were done by the students very actively. Vibrant walls, spacious classroom, and expansive corridors, and the cleanliness. It really swayed my heart away, creating an inviting atmosphere and which promotes positivity and conducive learning environment. This was a beautiful wall which showed that each picture, each painting has some perspective behind it. We got to know that from grades 6 to 9, they crafted this doll corridor.
Boys and men also, because when we actually did the same approach where we went to different schools and collaborated with different schools.
I never imagined in my life that I will get the opportunity to visit such school which is totally experiential based, and their whole curriculum is focused on holistic skill building of the students. So as soon as we moved inside the tent, they showed us, the students showcased skills from building benches to traditional hunting. The whole curriculum focused on experiential learning. It values observation over traditional tests. Students are always focused and motivated to engage in some practical task. And these examples can be seen right now. Everything has been done with the students, and they have enjoyed doing this, and the way the decoration has been done, it's really unbelievable. Their objective is to empower students to independently tackle diverse tasks, fostering self-reliance in activities like construction, cooking, environmental stewardship, creating a well-rounded and capable generation.
House, the pineapple soda, black cherry soda, and blood orange soda. Yeah.
Okay.
Exploring a local microbrewing, we discovered a gem producing 6,000 to 7,000 hectoliters of beer annually. Operating in Thunder Bay and extending to all of Ontario and nearby cities, this brewing delights in crafting unique brews, sharing their flavors beyond the local scene, leaving us pleasantly surprised by their regional and cross-border reach.
So, brewing and production and packaging, I should say, is kind of split up into two sides. One is called the hot side, one is called the cold side. Anything on the hot side, which is really right here, nothing has to be sanitized, sterilized, because everything is above pasteurization temperature, so everything's really hot. As soon as you go into one of these fermenters, that's called the cold side. And that's where everything needs to be sealed up, sanitized, so air doesn't touch it, bacteria, any of that stuff doesn't get in contact with it, and so nothing will spoil your beer. So the whole beginning of the process starts right over here. And we'll have to cram in here, so this is why we had to split it into two groups. So come on in. Major components: malt, hops, yeast, water. You can't have beer without grain. So this is where this all starts. If anyone's noticed, there's a big silo out front. You can't see it here, it's outside. That holds what's called our base malt. Our malt is essentially malted barley. So what happens at a malting facility, which is one actually down by the water, Canada Malting, they take barley, they'll germinate it to a certain extent, and then they'll stop germination, and then they can tailor that grain to specific flavors just by using the Maillard reaction. So by using certain temperatures, a certain amount of moisture, and then time. So they can kiln it, they can roast it, and you can get a whole range of different types of malt. Our silo out front is what's called a base malt. So that is a malt that we use in...
He made the explanation in a very brilliant, clear, and articulated way. Let's listen to him carefully and absorb as much knowledge as we can.
It all starts, once you mill all that grain in there, it all goes into our hopper up here, so it can sit there until we need it. We usually use it right away. And this is our mash tun. So the mash tun, what it does is it combines our grain with hot water and essentially steeps it like a tea. All the stuff that we add in here, all the hops, this will be whirlpooled out. So it whirlpools around for about 20 minutes. And pitching temperature is the ideal temperature that the yeast will ferment at. So right now, this in here is about 80, 90 degrees. Once it passes through here, there are 72 plates stacked up here. We got city water, just tap water going through one side of the plates and spreads it out over the whole plate. and then you got the wort going through the other side of the plates. So it warms it, or sorry, it cools it from about 89 degrees down to about 19 degrees, or 15 degrees I should say. So the yeast will have a nice cool temperature to be pitched in, because if it's too hot, then you'll just kill the yeast. It won't produce. Clear like that.
Okay.
Otherwise, this would be pretty murky. Okay. Still be full of like leftover yeast. Like it doesn't taste bad or anything like that. It's just more of an aesthetic thing. Yeah, so that's what. That's it. Don't eat them. They taste disgusting. These are hops.
What is it?
It's a plant. So yep. You can taste it. It'll just taste really gross.
You said it is used for?
This. So this is for giving bitterness.
You like it?
And aroma. Into it's not going to hurt you, it just doesn't taste very good. It's like concentrated. Yeah, but so this will give you bitterness, like I said, when you add it early in the boil. When those are isomerized, like I was mentioning, that's what you see all these cans over here, they're all empty. Those are all empty. So we usually roll one of those in, and it lifts it up by itself, and it comes on a conveyor, twists around so it gets sanitized. You can see how it twists around, gets shot up with some sanitizer, twists back around, and then you can see it gets filled right here. So there's 5. We have that's called a 5-head filler because you can do 5 cans at a time. It goes through. You can see that whole sleeve there is lids. Those lids go on top. Comes on through what's called the carousel, and then those two little guys right there. That's what seals the lid onto the can. So one pushes the lid in, the lip of the lid, and the other one curls it under. So you have what's called a hook. And so I don't have a can or a lid. Hey-oh. Can and a lid. There you go. So that's the can. You can see the lip there. This is the lid. So it goes on here. The first one will push that in. The second one hooks it under, so it curls it all under. And the whole process takes about a second. It just goes beep boop, and that's it. A little crowded, but that's alright. This is our fridge.
Yeah, it's so
It's
cold.
all nice and cold.
After that, we were called to taste few flavors. All of us sat together with the professor, tasted a little bit, and then we went back. We explored PlayStation VR in our concluding class. It's realistic, immersive, and naive in terms of theatre. It exceeded our expectations by teaching us how to control our attention in virtual reality. After that, we had fun and we played a lot of other different games as well. The last session, the last lesson turned into a cozy potluck where everyone contributed their own special cuisine. We enjoyed the variety of tastes, treasured the time we created as a team, and ended the class with a smile. I'm sad to see it end, but I will miss our professor and the friendships we've made on this enlightening trip. My heart feels heavy with the want for the course to continue, and I treasure the memories that have been made. Thank you for watching the video till the end, and if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.